Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is just me talking. I gotta say a couple of things. Number one, if you hear that noise in the background, apparently my dog just happened to die of thirst as I recorded the video. So, sorry if the lighting isn't that good. Every bulb in the house just decided to blow. I mean, especially the ones that are above me. There was 4, and then I went to turn the light on, and now there's 2. So, what are the odds? Is my luck that bad that 2 of them blew at once? I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I wasn't even fazed by it. I was like, yep. That sounds like something that would happen to me. Anyway, enough of this woe is me. So if you go back to some of my previous videos where I talk about my wife's 2015 Toyota Corolla and all the trouble that we've had with it. So this past Friday, I get home from work, it's late, I wake my wife up because she has to work that night, and then we get in the shower, and then I get out of the shower, and I go check the mail. By this time, it's probably like 4:50 in the afternoon. And I notice her car, I see you know how like driveways, cement driveways have like creases, they're broken up into sections. So I see this like river of red just running slowly through that crease. And I knew exactly what it was. I knew immediately what it was. And my stomach sank. I said, well, shit. So I look under the car, and of course it's leaking coolant once again. Even though I paid like over $2,000 to have the car repaired, both internally and externally, from the animal that she hit, I'm still having issues. So I fired it up just to see if it would, like, what exactly would go on if I fired it up. I wanted to see, would it start pissing out like crazy, or would it stop? And lo and behold, it stopped. It stopped while the damn car was running. So I shut it off, and it just, I mean, like you just started peeing. It just was like, whoosh, all of it. And then, Etta. Sorry, my cat's being a butthole. So, needless to say, the car had some issues. So, I knew it was going to get hot, so I didn't even bother trying to drive it. I had a tow truck driver come to my house, pick the piece of crap up, and take it to the nearest Toyota dealership, the one that worked on it before. The first time I had it worked on, there was some belts tightened, some hoses tightened, and a thermostat housing replacement. And the car ran fantastic for 9 weeks. For 9 weeks exactly. And then, what the fuck was that? Was that you? There's just random noises going on. Now he's eating. I can't win. But I had it hauled off because I knew it wasn't going to be able to be driven. I knew it was going to get hot. So my appointment was for 7 a.m. this morning. So I get a call probably about 8:30, and it's Toyota, and they say, well, you know, I can't be exactly 100% sure, but he said I can be 99.99% sure that you have transmission fluid running through your engine coolant. And I was like, great, perfect. And he went on about this canister and how it would be a pain in the ass and all this stuff. And what this guy told me pretty much was he could go ahead and fix it for $950, mind you. He can fix it for $950. After I've already spent $2,000 to get the car up and running originally. So now I have to pay an additional $950 to keep it running. So and this is what the guy told me. The technician told me this. He said, with the situation that you're in right now, he said, the only thing we can do is, flush it out the best we can. Do all the repairs that we can do. And he said, but there's literally no guarantee that this will fix your issue. He said, you could drive the car out of here this month, and he said, you could be in here next month for the same thing. So I was like, well, great. Just paid the fucking car off. And now it's scrap metal, essentially. And he tried to go over and just kind of tell me that, that this could potentially fix the issue. However, there has been damage done to the vehicle. So what he was basically getting at was saying that the damage that has already been done can only exacerbate the death of this car, essentially. So it's gonna get worse until eventually, like I said, it's gonna be scrap metal. And that fucking sucks. And I started to think about it. How does that happen? How does that happen so perfectly? Like, we write that last check for the exact amount, the payoff amount, including interest, and then about a week later, we start having issues with it. So I started thinking about it. So I take my wife's car. I don't take my car, but I take my wife's car to a VALVOLINE here in my town. And if you've ever been to a VALVOLINE Oil Express or something like that, they have like this little iPad thingamajig, and they're basically like, okay, well, this is what you did last time. You can either do this or you can keep everything the same. They do the whole thing, the whole shebang. They said, okay, well, your cabin air filter is getting a little dirty here. Do you want a new one, or you want to keep, this one isn't too bad, you want to reuse it? All that shit. They top off all your shit. You know what I'm talking about? That's what they do. Well, when I went in, before I had all these issues, the guy hounded me about a transmission flush, right? A transmission flush. And he said that Toyota recommends it every 60,000 miles. So I didn't get it then. I didn't get it immediately, right? Well, then the next time, the guy really got on my case about it. Not really on my case, but he was basically like, okay, well, you've had a little time to think about it. Do you want to actually go through with it? And I called my wife to double check. I'm like, do you want me to pay the extra money to have this done? And she was like, yeah, go ahead and do it because it's my vehicle. So I go ahead and I pay for it. An hour goes by the way, and I'm like asking questions like, hey, are we almost done yet? Like, I don't feel like this should take that long. But then again, I don't really know because, this isn't my forte. This isn't my neck of the woods. I'm not too car, I'm really not. I can change my oil and I can change my tires. The rest of it can eat a dick. So, anyway, what I'm trying to say is they spent all that time trying to do the transmission flush, and then they basically said, sorry, we can't do your transmission flush because there's a certain piece we need. It's not hooking up to your car. I'm like, oh yeah, perfect. That makes sense because you've already kept me here that long. So I think what I'm accusing Valvoline of is fucking up my car, because I didn't have issues with the car until they tried to do this half-ass transmission flush, right? And how odd is it that after they did this botched transmission flush, and now all of a sudden I have transmission fluid floating through the goddamn engine coolant. What a coincidence, right? So I think tomorrow I'm going to call them up and ask them, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much do they think they fucked my car up? And of course they're going to deny it, but they have it on records, right? And the manager there knows me, so I'm going to be like, hey, lady. She's a lady, by the way. You remember me. You gave me a free oil change. I know you remember me because you talk to me every time I come up here. So, you remember me getting this oil change for free because of the botched such and such. Guys, I'm so irritated. My nose is itching. I can't win. Anyway, that's basically all I'm trying to say is I'm pissed. I'm let down. I feel like I'm getting farther and farther behind. I keep trying to put one foot in front of the other, but guys, every time I turn around, somebody's slapping me with a big fat dick bill. And by dick bill, I mean they're hitting me with their fucking bills. Like, oh, you're getting caught up? Here, have a fucked up car. Oh, you're having a baby? You need all your extra money to go towards the nursery? Oh, have a fucked up refrigerator. Come on. I'm trying. I am trying. I'm working my ass off here, y'all. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Sorry to bitch and moan and whine, but I just needed y'all to know that Valvoline kind of sucks. They kind of suck. Don't go there. You'd be better off doing all your own shit. Thanks for watching.